Listen on BBC Sounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to celebrate those Hollywood stars who have swung into music as we crown the King of the Swingers 2022.
Luck be a lady tonight.
What's in a life? Trouble and strife. Grabbing this and that is the race, that's certain.
I just close my eyes.
It will get you sweaty, cause I'm the Big Betty. I can do whatever. Guess what? I'm still hot.
It's good to be the king.
I'm Ashley Storrie. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland live from Pacific Way, and I'm joined, as always, by sidekick Silent Paul. Hello, Silent Paul. How are you this week?
That's right, Ashley. I'm here at the red carpet. The stars are flooding into Pacific Quay. We've got the likes of John Johnson. We've got John C. Reilly coming in. Oh, and here we've got last year's King of the Swinger. It's Kermit the Frog. Kermit, how are you doing?
Hey everybody!
Of course, Kermit, it's been a hard year for you. You've had the unfortunate split with Miss Piggy.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth!
Oh, Kermit the Frog just slapped the out of me. Back to you, Ashley.
Oh dear, Paul seems to be in trouble. Well, as we like to crown the King of the Swingers, we wonder who's going to win the glittering prize.
Shine on, shine a light on me. In all of my life, so that much more I see.
You're listening to Ashley Storrie on BBC Radio Scotland, and Paul has thankfully rejoined us here in the studio. He's puffed out, he's run from the red carpet where he just had a terrible altercation with Kermit the Frog. We're going to have to speak to the Academy of Hollywood Swinging about whether or not that frog gets to come to the awards anymore.
He needs to be banned, I think.
Paul, since we're talking Hollywood Swingers and you've caught your breath again.
You need to have a red lily pad discussion.
Since we're talking Hollywood Swingers, we're talking also about the cinema. When you go to the movies.
Yes.
And you used to work in a cinema, so you're an expert in the field. Etiquette, Paul. What's appropriate? What's not appropriate
There's so
in the
much
cinema?
that isn't appropriate, but I think there's also things that are overstated and overplayed.
Like what?
I don't know. Like I don't think people should sit on their phones. But if you have to check your phone every now and again, you might be waiting on an important call. Or if you've got kids and you just want to double check, if it buzzes in your pocket that it's nothing serious.
Do you know what I don't like?
What do you not
Aggressive necking. I don't want to see you tongue deep in your bird in front of me while I'm trying to watch a rom-com or a horror film. I don't like it.
Do you see that often in the cinema?
I do. And I don't know if it's just because...
What cinemas are you going to?
The ones in town, not the dirty
What's
ones.
the address?
No.
Sorry.
That was such a Pee Wee Herman move there, Paul. No, I'm going to the normal pictures and I don't like it. I know that youngsters want to like have a place to make out and whatnot.
I'm going to tell you right now that etiquette, what shouldn't be allowed is booze in a cinema. And this is a very particular thing that happens with certain films, and it was always
50
for
Shades of Grey.
ladies. It was 50 Shades of Grey or a Sex and the City film.
Magic Mike.
For men, it was...
Die Hard.
Nope. It was always British...
Gangster
or
films.
Scottish gangster films.
Oh, yeah.
Scottish gangster films.
No, we don't behave well
For the
in those.
men, they don't behave well. And for the ladies, it was always 50 Shades or... Twilight was another one.
What, were people getting rowdy at Twilight?
Yes. That is the worst crowd.
Chantal's had a whole bottle of Prosecco and she's gone mad in the Twilight. Go come pick her up.
How would you mean I can't take this in with me? I bought it in your bar.
Hashtag Team Edward.
Well, you can take the drink and you just can't take it in a glass. What does the matter?
I'm bad for sneaking food into the cinema. And I don't know if you're allowed to take food into the cinema. You're not.
To an extent, I believe there are certain rules.
So the worst.
I think hot food is not good etiquette. Let's let the listeners come in and then we can talk about your experiences and what you have taken in.
Tuna pasta bake. Get in touch via text 80295. Let us know what is allowed, what is not allowed, what grinds your gears in the cinema. Now we are talking Hollywood swingers. Oh, hold on, can we get emails, Paul?
I'll try and fix them. They're broke again.
80295. Text us. Let us know, what do you not appreciate at the cinema, and what thing that other people think is bad do you think should be allowed in the cinema? If you're like me and you think you should be allowed to take a whole hot meal in with you because you can't sit for 2.5 hours without having some sort of a carb baked thing, then let us know about that too. But we're celebrating Hollywood Swingers. For those of you who have never listened before, Hollywood Swingers is a segment of the show we do every week where we celebrate those Hollywood stars who've had a wee swing into music. And we are crowning the top 10 of the Hollywood Swingers from last year, 2022. We have last year we had the likes of David Tennant, we had Gary Oldman, we had Guy Pearce, we had Marlon Brando, we had Mark Hamill. We've got loads, but we've picked 10 that we think embody what it means to be a Hollywood swinger, embody greatness. And we start our night off with a late great, somebody we lost very recently and somebody we still love very much. It is the great Betty White, and she's still hot.
I'm still hot. I hooked up with the lifeline. I've got big cash in no time. I'm living life at the top. Guess what? I'm still hot. Skyrocket, I'll make you pop. I'm hitting jackpot. Backing you, stacking you, rapping. I'll make your head bop. I'm smoking, I'm in a whirl. I'm still a golden girl. I'm maybe a senior, so what? I'm still hot. From London town to LA, I shake it all the way. But I rock your world with my cheesecake. I'm still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot, 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 hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. I always come out on top. I'm Daddy from the block. I lock my Emmys in my beatbox. Beatbox. Harder than hard, flashing and cashing the cars. Je suis a rock star. And guess what? I'm still hot. From London town to LA, I shake it all the way. But I rock your world with my cheesecake. I'm still hot. I will get you sweaty, 'cause I'm the Big Betty. I can do whatever. Guess what? I'm still hot. I will get still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. I'm still hot. I'm still hot. I'm still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. I'm still hot. I'm still hot. I'm still hot. Guess what? I'm still hot. I'm still hot.
That was the late great Betty White featuring Luciana with I'm Still Hot. We've got a wee message in from our friends Craig and Sharon, who are from Rutherglen but are currently texting us from Perth, Australia, who said, very strange moment while driving yesterday as we tried to get our phone connected to the hire car. The iPlayer was on the phone on Radio 5 with a guy called Greg Mackenzie, who was doing Dotton Show, talking about soothing voices. He read out a text from someone called Simon who said Silent Paul from Ashley Storrie Show sounded like a dreamboat. Mentally, this would have been 3:15 your time. I just checked again and it's 2 hours, 14 minutes and 30 seconds into the show. Paul, can we find you getting a shout out on English radio,
What was
Paul?
that? 2 hours, 14,
And 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And what date was the date?
It would have been, I don't know, it doesn't say the date. They've not given me a date.
That's a lot of time. There's a lot of days Dotton had to buy.
Hold on, very strange moment driving yesterday. So it'll be yes. This morning at 3:15.
I'll see if I can find this. Don't you worry.
Oh my goodness. But Paul, I wonder what they said about us. I wonder if they acknowledged how great we are.
I don't think Dotton Adebayo has any idea.
No, Greg Mackenzie was on Dotton.
All right,
So
right.
maybe Greg Mackenzie was like, I don't know who he is, so I'm going to give him a voice, was like, oh yes, Silent Paul does have a very sexy voice. Maybe he did. Who knows? Guys, thank you so much for getting in touch. Get in touch with us via text 80295. Let us know if you have a favourite swinger of the year or if you want to tell us about cinema etiquette, the good, the bad. What do you love? What do you hate? We have got some messages about Hollywood Swingers. Mary says, Hollywood Swingers is hilarious.
Thank you very much.
And Irene says, can we please get some Sammy Davis Jr. this week?
We might be able to make it happen. We'll wait and see.
It's a request. Plenty of notice because she did ask 2 days
Sammy
ago for this.
is usually the Hollywood Swinger Entertainment and the King of the Swingers. I mean, we've only actually done it once before, but...
Yes. But yes, I think we should have him on the show. Heather says her favourite this year has to be Hugh Jackman because he is the greatest showman.
We have debated this and we have lists here and there are big question marks over some. And this is a fluid list.
What?
We might have to go and look over this list again.
What do you mean it's a wet list?
I just meant fluid as in it can move. It's malleable.
I got really, really confused.
That just
there.
mean the list was literally wet.
I'm so sorry, I didn't understand. We've got a message from David who wants to tell us what he hates about people in the cinema.
Yeah.
He says, it's not your bleeping living room and I don't want to hear you slurping your drink like a toothless drunk or sucking your sweets like a faulty hoover. Nor am I interested in your granny's piles or everything else bad that happens. There's a lot of
I'm
swear
alright
words
about
in
the
there.
granny's piles. What I don't like is...
He says, sit down, shush, or refund my money. And then he's post a very angry gif that looks like it's from The Exorcist. So he's furious. What do you not like, Paul?
No, I don't see. You're allowed to eat in the cinema. I get it. It's a
During a
you've
pasta
got
break.
snacks, you've got food. Open it up early. Like, don't be sitting there having 20 different packets of sweets and crisps that you then pull out an hour and a half into the film.
Yeah.
Like, open it up and then it's at the side in a bag.
Yeah.
Or just keep it at hand, opened already. That's what they give you the adverts and the trailers for. It's not to sell you stuff, it's to give you time to eat all the snacks.
Not at the cinema, but when I was at the theatre, when I went to see Alexander Hamilton, the hip hop musical live, which I'm a big fan of.
Right, now you're getting into theatre etiquette, which is very different.
I know, but it's like basic theatre, so it's technically a film almost.
What have you done?
I didn't do anything. There was a lady, well, I did, I was rude. There was a lady who was sat beside me, and right at the end of the show, it's a big climax, and I don't want to spoil history for you, but Alexander Hamilton dies. And
Well, I mean, it was so many years ago, everybody kind of died.
And I
but
don't
anyway.
want to spoil history for you, but Aaron Burr shoots him. So I'm devastated. Alexander Hamilton's wife is like, who will write her story? And I am trying to get in the moment, and this woman beside me starts rummaging in her bag for her Kleenex. Other handkerchiefs are available, and she is rummaging and rummaging and rummaging. And I turn round and I'm like, just sniff, because I'm so furious at her for looking for a hanky. And then I told everybody in my row that she ruined the end, and we all looked at her with disgust and shamed this poor lady who just wanted a hanky. But yeah, I don't like a rummager. See, if you can't find something in the dark,
Leave it.
just leave it. It's dark. You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. It doesn't matter. Wait till the lights come up and then you'll find it. No point rummaging. What? Why are you laughing
It's
at me?
always funny, especially with someone drop something, and
Yeah.
it depends on the cinema. I don't think you get it now, more modern ones, but it used to be if you drop something up at the top, it would roll all the way down to the bottom. So if someone dropped a pack of sweets, those things were rolling and making a noise all through the cinema, every
Yes.
every aisle, every row.
All the way down. Have you ever been to one of those like fancy cinemas where you can get like a hot meal on a plate to take in with you?
No, I'm not into that.
Absolutely loved it. Was the only person there. Ate the whole buffet. Enjoyed myself thoroughly.
Never.
The
no.
only Marvel film I've ever seen. Right. Get in touch via text 80295. Let us know cinema etiquette. Also, if you remember any of the Hollywood swingers and you're like, hey, I want this one to be included, let us know. Get in touch. I will get very furious if any more people suggest people who weren't this year, because I've got a lot of messages going, hey, Ashley, I can't believe that like Bruce Willis and William Shatner aren't on that list. We've done them already, guys. We've done them already. I need to calm down. Now, we've also got songs from films, is that right?
Correct. So if you've got any songs from movies that you really love, get in touch and we might stick them on.
You know how you said your paper was fluid? My mouth just got really wet. How weird is that? Wet paper, wet mouth. Here's the Bee Gees with Staying Alive.